our classic wall. You may remember a few weeks ago we introduced this. The idea being we sort out cars from the 80s and 90s and we decide whether they're going to be future classics, over here, or just crocs.
Now, there are very strict rules to this. Unlike the cool wall, we're looking at rare, interesting, beautiful. A car has got to be two of those things at least to make it over here. Otherwise, it's over here. If you don't care what it is,
it ends up down there. Absolutely. So that's how it works. 2 out of the 3. OK, I'm going to offer this one first, see what we think. It is the Mazda MX-5. What do we feel that's going to be? You reckon classic? Okay, actually, well, I'm surprised. I was expecting to hear classic on that, and I think you've shown great discernment because it falls down on several. One, it certainly wasn't rare. There were loads of them. Interesting. Well, no, not really. It's a kind of fake Japanese take on a British sports car. I am told that they actually recorded and then recreated the sound of the gearbox on an old Triumph on this. It's a simple fake. OK, so that goes in croc.
Well, I want you to think very carefully about this one. The Nissan Bluebird.
Oh, my Lord.
Well? Croc, OK. Now, it's not rare, I'll give you that, but it is actually quite interesting, OK? No, this is an interesting car. This is a British-built car that showed that British cars could be reliable. This is a landmark car for Britain, OK? And beautiful. Is it beautiful? No? 2 o'clock in the morning when you roll out of a club. And one of these will take you home for £2. That's the best looking car in the world. Fantastic.
Fair enough. Oh. It's got 2 of those qualities. It has to end up there.
I'm not saying it's good, it's a future classic. That's all there is to this.
Right, let's try this. The Peugeot 405 MI16. I don't know if you remember that car. I've got to say, this is quite impressive. I think there were quite a few classics there. I'll tell you why I reckon that is a classic. 1, it was rare. 2, it was interesting, partly because technically it was quite clever, but also it had the coolest name ever given to a car. MI16. How good is that? It sounds like a gun. I mean, how much power would that give you? You're trying to get into a restaurant. Sorry, sir, you can't come here, it's full. Oh, really? We're the members of the MI16 club. Come in, please, sir. You can have a table. It carries great power. And it is beautiful. Pininfarina design, so that's all 3 categories done. That's a future classic.
Right. The original Impreza Turbo. What do we think?
Classic! Classic!
It's interesting.
Who said that? Who said it was common? How many have you seen? Your job's to shut up. It's a very good car, and if they don't put that in classic, one of them's going to be going home with that buried deep inside them.
What I like is the way Jeremy's taken on a kind of a bouncer role here. I mean, just leaping around the audience, looming at people.
Right, the Impreza Turbo. It is interesting. Interesting spoiler, interesting engine, interesting intercooler gauge, yes. 1 down, it's interesting. It's not rare, is it? I can see 3 of these from my bedroom window, all right, parked on my street, so that's 1-0.
because you live next to a Subaru garage.
No, it's not.
Or over a kebab shop, either way.
Right, it's 1-0. It is interesting, it's not rare. Is it good looking?
Yes! Yes! You said no. Why is it not good looking?
It just looks like it's crashed into a Halford's car shop window.
I said that's my joke.
You should listen to yourself.
May I continue?
Yeah, there's no pressure either, James, don't worry.
Interesting, not rare. Looks like it was the Fiesta RS 1800.
Classic.
It's a Ford.
I've just seen what's about to
Fords
happen.
are magnificent in every way. And there can be no doubt that all Fords will one day be classics.
A fair few people have remembered what this nonsense is about. It's Jeremy's ongoing and pitiful attempt to ingratiate himself to Ford. He's one of 2,150 people who've got their name down to buy a GT40. Ford are only bringing 101 GTs into Europe, and he is trying to make them like him so that they let him have one, and it's... Oh, it's pathetic. It's not pleasant.
Right, can I just explain something? I'm an independent journalist and presenter. I don't have a Ford GT on order. It's not rare, it's not interesting, it looks like a shopping cart.
Interestingly, I discovered that Rowan Atkinson and some footballer or other are thinking of putting their names down for one of those as well, which means he's now gone another 2 names down the list. There's not a chance will he ever get one.